I am sick at my stomach at what I'm seeing today. What I've seen today is awful. Charlie Kirk, Iryna Zarutska, and also don't forget Auburn professor Dr. Judy Gard, Chernell. Hope I said that correct. My friends, our country's coming apart, and it's bad enough what happened to Charlie Kirk. That is awful. But what really wrenches my gut is the celebrations on the left. Some of them are just outright celebrating it. This is psychopathic activity. This and some aren't celebrating, but they got to go on and post stuff on Facebook, just cutting them down. Talk about the timing. Talk about what's uncalled for, what's uncouth, what is just debased. This just makes me sick at my soul to see what I am seeing coming out of these people. I don't know what to make of this stuff. Um, Something's wrong here. My video is not doing right. In my life, something is wrong. Looks like this ended. I don't know what happened. Hang on, guys. Let me check my video here. That shows I'm live. All right. Okay, good. We're still live. This ended. I got it. Pardon me, guys. That just didn't come out right. What I was seeing on my monitors. All right. Let's get back to this. In fact, I'm just share some stuff. We're just going to go right into it. Sorry about that. Got 7 in the house. I'm not seeing the chat room. I don't know. Just nothing's looking right here tonight on this stuff. Um, I don't know, guys. Hang on a minute. I got to change a few things. Sorry for coming across with a delay like that, but that ain't what I wanted to share. Hang on. Oh, I hate this. I can't change screens because app is fighting me. There we go. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I'm having a rough time on that. I'm not feeling good. I'm sick of my soul at all this stuff. Young man, only 31. Young man, 2 kids, wife. He's Charlie Kirk was actually from Illinois, Chicago. His wife was from Arizona. She was actually Miss Arizona, believe it or not. But a conservative voice. But what I'm talking about here. Look at this. Now, this video is actually a black lady who's condemning this, but she was just showing it here on X. So not everybody's on their side. See, she says, y'all make me sick. But look at this. Just look, these people are celebrating. Look at this. At least that's how she's showing it. But no, I have seen other videos of celebrations, whether she's just coined that together or what, I don't know. But there are plenty of videos of people celebrating this stuff. How come I'm not seeing any chat? This is odd. Neither place where I expect to see chat am I seeing any. This is why I'm thinking something is not looking right here. That is odd. Yeah, okay. I'm not seeing the chat room at all, guys. That's why I thought I wasn't live, but apparently I am. Anyway, let me come back over here to this stuff. Oh, this is fighting me. I can't setting over where I change my tabs. Gotta move everything around. I move them down and it changes again. Sorry, guys. I'm just having a rough time now. I don't know what's going on. Here he is, a father with 2 kids. A father with 2 kids. What do you think about that, guys? Beautiful kids, loving father. All these ads. Here's what Elon has to say: the party of murder. Well, to back up all these celebrations, there's been a poll or some polls on this. Actually, Reuters come out and named the phenomenology here. They named it assassination culture because this poll that they've conducted, and this is listed by NCRI, which had the same findings. Apparently, they did their own. They took Reuters' terminology and made their own. Oh, well, I'm not seeing the chat room. That is crazy. Well, there it is. Finally. Sorry, guys. Just all the settings are off tonight or something. Well, this computer reset. I don't know what the problem with my phone is, but I wasn't sitting in either place. Okay, guys. So get this. So they did this poll of liberals, and what they found was murder justification. 31 to 38% of respondents stated it would be at least somewhat justified to, let's say, off Elon Musk and President Trump. That's over a third. And then further says these effects were driven by respondents that self-identified as left of center. Center is not left, it's between the left and right, right? With 48 to 55% of at least somewhat justifying the, shall we say, offend of Elon Musk and President Trump, respectively. Up to 55%. So up to more than half would think it might be acceptable. What the heck's happening in this country? Are we heading to civil war? I mean, the people on the side that's not the left are livid right now. They're mad over what's been happening. And it's not just Charlie Kirk. And of course, like I said, this poll came out before Elon made this statement. Now, can you blame Elon for saying that? Oh, yeah. And they also went out to justify property damage. Property destruction, nearly 40% of the respondents, which is almost half, stated is at least somewhat acceptable to destroy a Tesla dealership in protest. They didn't say destroy a car, they said a dealership. How about attacking their buddies who got conned into buying those cars in the first place? That's what they do. They attack who's driving those cars, mostly other lefties, and they attack them. These guys have, I don't know, what's in their soul? They got dark souls. Dark souls, and you have to be a dark soul to feel this way. Now, I'm not saying they're all that way, but I've been seeing posts on Facebook all day long that just made me sick. Stuff that's totally uncalled for. I even responded to one of them, those posts, really trying to shame them. And, they just don't get it. They really don't get it. There's just something wrong. They don't have a heart or something. They're all caught up in their worldview. Here I've been doing all these videos saying that we can reach across the aisle and we can't survive with all this hatred in our hearts. I don't know if mankind can survive. I really don't. It's mankind will not survive with the technologies that's going to be in our hands as long as we have hatred in our hearts. It just will not happen. We can't make it. We cannot survive as a species going down this road. But these guys surely don't help at all in terms of burying the hatchet because they keep throwing it. They don't bury it, they throw it and they slam it into us. So I don't know. Evil is ignorant. Amen. Amen. They actually think they're good. They really believe that. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Wow. Now get this. This was a professional job. This guy was on a rooftop. Charlie Kirk was inside of this tent. The guy was on a rooftop across 200 yards away. One bang, and Charlie Kirk is no more. Yeah, look, he's down inside of this tent. I'm not going to play this video. This video, like the next second, that's like the last second the man was alive right there. I'm not going to play it. And I got a couple other videos I'll pull up as a still. I'm not going to play for the same reason. Yeah, he just falls right over. I mean, it's juggler, bang. I mean, not only was he hit precisely from a distance, but it was from a rooftop through a crowd into a tent. Yeah, this guy was very professional. He knew what he was doing, and he escaped. He got away. Super professional. Not professional as in good, as just, let's say, skilled at what he was doing. It's got some like NATO Canadian prepper thinking maybe it was China or Russia trying to start a civil war in this country before they do whatever they're about to do. Something's about to happen in Europe. World War II World War III, excuse me, maybe right on our doorstep, maybe within days. This is a big training exercise that begins, what, tomorrow? Yeah, 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 yeah. Right there on the border of Poland. Russian and Belarusian forces with playing with nuclear. It's a nuclear training exercise. I don't know, guys. We are we're in trying times. I'm gonna show a few more slides. I'm gonna shut this down and we'll just talk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gosh, guys. So, and here's this MSNBC guest speculates that maybe it was a supporter just in celebration firing a gun. Yeah, right. Now, Utah Valley University does permit the carrying of concealed weapons, which are only to be used for defense by licensed carriers. That does not have open carry, and it does not include rifles, things that you would go sniping with. And here on X, Laura Logan is saying, hey, it's basically reposting the Ian Jagger thing and saying, it's time for the FCC to revoke MSNBC's broadcast license permanently, citing that this is totally unacceptable. Well, it's unacceptable to us, but the leftists probably love it. So, and that is a very left-leaning channel over there. But maybe they could revoke their license. Oh, the chat room is suddenly frozen. I finally pulled it up. We're living in the last days. Yeah, I cannot argue with that. All right, we got a new post here. I'll read the post here in a little bit, guys. All right. So yeah, his wife, Erica, was a former Miss Arizona. A lovely couple. They were a lovely couple, beautiful kids, young kids. They don't deserve to lose their father. Okay, now suddenly I'm gonna stop the share because this thing don't want. I've had this hang up before on me. I'll be trying to share the next tab and it won't go until I stop sharing and redo it. All right, guys, hang on. I don't know. This is getting aggravating. I hadn't had to happen in a little while, but oops. Yeah. And here's Iryna Zarutska just before this monster behind her attacked. Just minding her own business. Minding her. I watched this video. This video is the full video. I am not going to play it. It's heart-wrenching. When I played this video, it really just made me sick. Yeah, it was. Yeah, YouTube would ban my channel if I played it too. But guys, you don't want to see it. It's it didn't offer immediately. He got her right here, and she's holding herself and looking frightened. She probably can't even speak because her windpipe's been hit or her jugular veins. She's bleeding profusely, and she just collapses over. She's conscious. She knew this happened to her. She was in shock. Why did this happen? She's just minding her own business. There's a lesson in this. Definitely. Hey, Samuel Turner, thank you, sir, for the super chat. You horrible bud. I'm very worried about China moving on allies in the next 3 weeks. Yeah, all this may happen. Looks like everything may come loose, Charlie. Everything may be coming loose. Samuel, pardon me. Yeah, it's late. I'm tired. Sammy, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And like I said, Nate on Canadian Prepper suggested this might, because this job was so professional. We don't know who did it. They got away. It could have actually been somebody from China or Russia just trying to cause more mayhem and distraction in this country while they do whatever mess they want to do. That would not surprise me at all. and there may be other shoes to drop. This just maybe one. Yeah, I've got some other things I'm going to queue up, and we're going to talk war over on Green Greg's probably the next day or two. You're up late, Samuel, or up early. I don't know which case, but we've got some. Salute to you. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. Thank you for supporting my channel. You're my number one supporter. Anyway, guys, so I, yeah, this stuff would pale compared to what we can get into with China and Russia, although a civil war in this country would be horrendous. Horrendous. This would be a truce. If we go in that direction, it would be worse than the first one. Because the first one was really a war between states. A real civil war is neighbors against neighbors. It's everywhere. And that's what you would have here. Although it'd be predominantly urban versus suburban areas, but not clean cut. Or urban versus rural, let me say it that way. So more rural. But this whole thing, this guy got arrested 14 times and turned loose. And one of them was on a suspicion of murder. They just turn them loose, turn them loose, turn them loose. I think we need laws passed against judges who turn people loose. They need to have a liability. Maybe you try them when the idiots say turn loose, turn on society. The whole reason for incarceration, well, one, you hope to rehabilitate maybe the person or maybe punish them, but one of the biggest reasons is to get them off the streets to protect the public. But they believe in turning them on the streets immediately, as fast as they can get them back on the streets. These individuals do not belong on the streets, even if they're mentally ill and not fit for a regular trial. Put them in a mental hospital. Get them off the streets. And and the gang members and the sleeper cell members, we need to get them out of the country. We're getting out a lot of immigrants, but we need to be hunting out the sleeper cell members. That's who we need to be focused on most of all, because what Samuel Turner's talking about, I just saw in the chat, you bet. I finally saw an article basically saying everything I've been telling you guys. I'll have to bring that up next time if I can find it still. Yeah, about how it's coming here. When we get into it with Russia and China, they're set to do it right here, especially China. Oh yeah, they got sleeper cells and they are set to go. And we're talking all kind of attacks here in home, even setting forest fires, home fires, buildings, destroying infrastructure, the power grid, poisoning water supplies. We ain't never, ever, ever seen anything like this. They might all blame it on the Civil War. They might try to make it look like the other side. They may use that to try to incite us more into the Civil War. Who knows? Who knows? We are in perilous times. And if you're not getting ready, and here's the other thing, you take this lady, or you take this Auburn professor here, Julie Gerard Chanel, right here. This guy had been arrested twice and turned loose, and he took her out in a park walking her dog in Auburn University in Alabama. She's minding her own business. He had his way with her and hacked her up and left her in the bushes. But in each case, had she or this lady here been armed, maybe they'd have done something. Now, the attack on her came so fast that, if you're armed, but your business is buried down in a purse and you got to dig to get to it, it's too late. You better be able to get to whatever you got to protect yourself like real fast. That's the lesson. Number one lesson I got for you here, other than the lesson of prepping, which is you need to be really bringing your preps up. And I know probably the top prepper on any of my channels is Samuel Turner. He's told us he is prepped to the hilt, and that's a good thing. So, he's got a lesson for us there, guys. But Miss Iryna here, it was hitting her before she knew it. She was just sitting there, and this guy just came around at her. Now, he hit her 2 or 3 times. If she'd had something, she might could have stopped it or slowed it down. It might be good to have something like a laptop or just something you use as a barrier or a shield right off. Some places you can't carry things that go bang, bang, but you can carry sprays, bear spray, And forget the little tear gas, to maybe carry bear spray or something serious. You know, I used to drive on Redstone Arsenal, and it's a federal facility. And because it's a federal facility, you couldn't carry means of self-defense. I always had a big old hammer by my front seat. It's just a tool. Oh yeah, it's just a tool. This big, heavy claw hammer. Hey, it had a built-in silencer, an infinite magazine. Yeah, it was full auto. So, you got to think about things like this, guys. Oh, yeah, I used to carry around a little taser. I thought that one probably was against the rules, but I carried it openly on my belt, and it was built to look like a pager. It even followed off, and my boss, who was quite liberal and probably would have been against this, actually picked it up and handed it to me. Now, if you're doing something like that, you got to act like, oh, okay, like it's nothing. You do that, you give yourself away, right? Hey, y'all might remember my solid rocket motor that I used for my hybrid fuel grain for my Halo rockets. No, actually, it was my Cat's Prize rocket. I got it outside. I need to bring it in. I walked in the airport with that thing on my shoulder, just like I owned the place, you know. Now, like looked around like scared or apprehensive, I'd have been stopped. Nah, you walk in like you own the place, like there's nothing doing. Anyway, so guys, seriously, you got to have some means of protecting yourself. Something, even a sharp ink pen or keys. See, I don't think she had in her hands was a phone, just a phone. Nothing to shield herself, no laptop, no barrier of any kind. You better be thinking of some kind of barrier right there on you. Now, public transportation is not safe. Walking your dog in a park and jogging is not safe, especially for you ladies. Maybe public speaking isn't safe for some of us guys. So, hey, old as dirt, good to see you in the house. This crazy hour, early for you guys probably, or late, I don't know which. But uh, yeah, I just want everybody to understand you got to be ready. But here's the thing, because we see all these, you look at the numbers I just showed you. The numbers I just showed you over here are the number of people that think these kind of things are justified are staggering. This means a whole lot of people that are walking around you every day think that if you don't think like them, it's okay to knock you over and send you to pushing daisies. That's what that says. A lot of everyday people that you're walking around ever constantly smiling at, waving at, would be just happy to put you 6 foot under. And then they would gloat over it. That's what the data says. And just look at the crap they're posting on Facebook and other places. It's sickening. It's like a mental disease, a mind where our society has gone to in a handbasket. I hope we can pull it back. There needs to be some serious appealing to the hearts of some people, but if they're psychopaths or sociopaths, they got no heart, they got no empathy. This is what you got to watch out for. Guys, I'm serious. We're in dangerous times. Dangerous at home and dangerous abroad. All around. We have enemies, foreign and domestic right now. And our foreign enemies are on our own soil. Because we just allowed everything under the sun to come traipsing into this country by the same people who justify and back up this mess. Hey, we got another super chat from Sam. Hey, Sammy Turner, get yourself a nice lunch tomorrow and let us finish any last minute essential preps to be ready for what may be here in days. Amen, Sam. Thank you, sir. And you're so right. You need to listen to Sam, guys. You better heed what he's saying. Get your preps together. We don't know how much time we got. Uh, look, we just had Article 4 in vote by Poland. We may be on the cusp of Article 5 because Poland considers that transgression in their airspace basically essentially almost like an attack. Although their facilities weren't targeted, Poland takes great affront at that, and the Russians know it. And it's maybe why they were hitting their doomsday radio broadcast like the day before that happened. It might have been to set that up. And a lot of us have advocated pulling U.S. out of NATO, but Trump's right there with him. He's in thick. He's went over and says, "Hey, I stand with NATO." So, yeah, we'll get pulled into this as things stand currently if it blows off over there. So we got to worry about Europe and Asia. Now, the last time we did that in World War II, we were the world's top manufacturer and we were the world's energy supply. The United States had the world's oil. We were the ones that shipped oil around the world. We had it. We were the oil rich nation. We were the manufacturing nation. We're neither today. Neither. So, and we didn't have all these people inside our country then that could do harm to us. Nothing like that. We are in a far worse situation if we get into it today. Far worse. And then when you add to the foreign wars, you add our internal division to it. And a lot of these guys internally, the ones that are celebrating this mess, they're going to be on the side of whoever's invading or attacking because they believe America's evil. They believe what the founding fathers set up was evil. They believe the American dream. They believe our Bill of Rights, our Constitution are evil. They tell you that. They teach it in the schools, and therein lies the problem. They teach this mess in the schools. And critical race theory. Critical race theory is racism just on another foot. But when I've heard what some of the people that subscribe to that are calling for in videos, and it is horrendous. Yeah. So, you know, um, let's see. Show you some other stuff here real quick. Yeah, and BLM on their website, on their Instagram site, they posted this video from this woman here. I'm not going to play it because it's horrendous. But basically, she says, we have a right to violence. They posted this after the Ukrainian girl was off on that bus as a response to that. We have a right to violence. That's basically what she said in this video. And they posted this, they played it. You don't have a right to attack innocent people. Oh, yeah, Van Jones came out and was saying, well, that Brown guy that did this, yeah, his name was Brown. He said, yeah, we don't know why he did it, blah, blah, blah. And then he actually attacked, and this was before Charlie Kirk got off, he attacked Charlie Kirk, Van Jones, the day before Charlie Kirk got off. And he was defending this Brown guy, basically. Van Jones. You remember him? Yeah. You know, communist. Van Jones, who was also in the whose administration? Obama. Yeah. The man is despicable. And yet he still walks around, walks and talks, spewing his garbage. But see, that's what you get with communism. All right, my friends. So, at least the guy, so these people are going to be prosecuted to the hilt. Fortunately, those are. The one that got Charlie Kirk, we don't know who it is. We haven't got him. We do not have that individual. So I'm going to stop the share here. I don't know, guys. This is gut wrenching. But what's going to come is probably going to be far more gut wrenching than what we just had. So you've got to get centered with yourself, your soul, your maker. Get right with your maker. Love your family, your friends, and be prepared. Get ready, big time. Start fast. I can't urge that enough. because we don't know what's going down. There's looks that China might make a surprise move. Supposedly China told, supposedly they're shooting for the date 2027, and then they tell Trump, "Oh, we won't do it while you're president." Look, the whole thing of the art of war is you don't tell somebody when you're going to do war. You don't ever do that. Nobody in the right mind says, "Oh yeah, we're about to attack you at 12 noon." Yeah, right. Oh yeah, we're going to attack you this year. Everybody get ready to hit them this year. That's what they put out in public. What goes on under the table is going to be different and probably always sooner than what they put out on the table. You never, and if you're telling everybody, look, we're getting ready for this year, then the enemy is aiming for that year to get ready for you to hit them if you're putting that out. So your real agenda is something before then. I mean, that's the only thing that makes any sense when it comes to strategy and tactics like this. You just announce to the world, yeah, we're going to do this, or we might do this in 2027, and then actually do it in 2027 or even after, when the whole world's been aiming for that point in time. Unless your strategy is to get them complacent afterwards and roll over and go to sleep. Ah, that ain't happening. See, we didn't do nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Bam. Sun Tzu, Art of War. I hope Donald Trump is smarter because he wrote The Art of the Deal, supposedly based on The Art of the War. I don't know, guys. False flags. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we don't know what's about to go down, but it's getting worse every day. Just look what's going on in Europe. Look how China is building up. They just built whole new air bases and ports. We just found them right across from Taiwan, brand spanking new to prepare for an invasion. Oh, no, they're not going to do anything. Look what they had in their parade. I think they're ready right now. You look at the landing ships they developed, everything they got. Why is it they're not ready to go? Weather. What's the next good weather for crossing the Strait of Taiwan? October. October and April. I'm not saying they're going to do it this October, but you better not discount it. And all the literature is really, saying there's a lot of stuff out there saying that they're likely to hit us even before they march on Taiwan. They take us out because they think we're going to retaliate. Take down our grid. We're going to be in so much trouble here if we take down our grid. You realize that it's the grid, commercial grid power runs 90% of what's going on in your military bases. I mean, our country will be just distraught if this happens. How do you deal with it? Yeah, we're not in a good place. Not at all. It's not like the strength we had in the mid 40s, early 40s. The strength that we had when we came out of World War II, especially in the 50s and early 60s, we were hands down the strongest, stronger than everybody else put together. We went to the moon. We fought we fought two big wars on two sides of the planet simultaneously and then went to the moon. Wow. Back in those days, we could accomplish great things. Now we're trying to get back to the moon, trying to beat China getting up there, but we're struggling. I don't know if we'll make it. We are struggling, my friends. So anyway, let me read the chat. I'm going to read it on the computer here, so if I can get it to come up. Oh, why it wasn't up? Let's see here. Oh, I get that as we're logged in the wrong channel. How does it do that? Switch count. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Yeah. Okay. I had it on the right channel over here. Oh, there we are. There's it all at. Okay. So let me check some chat here real quick. Faziola, good to see you. Elton Butterfield, Nanny. New Days, we're here. All right, very good to see New Days. Missed you here recently. Road Rage, 1969. That was a good year. Went to the moon that year. I was 9 years old. It's the demonic. You knew that's really it. It's demonic. It's people got dark souls, and it's demonic. Yeah, I don't know. When I first started this video, something was really, I don't know, I just thought I had everything set up and it just wasn't set up right. Oh yeah, what New Day said, there's video of him where he said, I got that white girl celebrating it. Oh yeah, but Van Jones came out and says, we don't know why. We don't know why he did it. We don't know why he did it. And then he went on to attack Charlie Kirk verbally right before Charlie Kirk was off. Van Jones, somebody needs to can Van. Here's something else we need. We need jail time, serious jail time, and a capital punishment. Right? We need to return it to the streets for everybody to see it, to dissuade people. No, this is what you can get by acting stupid. Wasp spray. Oh, yeah. That's true. 25 feet. Get that long distance wasp spray. That's some pretty good stuff. Thank you for reminding me of that, days. I used to keep cans of it around my house, not for wasp, but the same thing. But anywhere I'm at, I got more than one nug within my reach of my fingers. Anywhere I'm at, 24/7, wherever I go, I got the nugs there, buddies. I got them. Yeah, Sam, get yourself lunch tomorrow. Finish any last minute essential preps to be ready for what may be here in days. Pay attention to Samuel Turner, guys. He is one smart man. Michael Sherman, good to see you. I'm prepping as much as possible. That is good to hear. Hello, Line Rex. I am in Toronto, the cleanest big city I ever been in. I used to go up there quite a bit. It's been several years since I've been up there, but I used to go to Toronto a lot back when I was working the Canadian arm on the International Space Station. Hello, Elton. So bear season, I've been busy. You got all kind of bears around us right now. All right, Miss Erin Marie and old as dirt. It's good to see all you back in here tonight. So folks. I just really, I was so tired early. I meant to come on a little bit earlier, but I was so tired I couldn't function. I just had to get my second wind going before I could come on here. I actually tried to come on earlier tonight, and I got to get up real early in the morning. I think it was my problem. Yeah, after the last live, I got up early, and I just didn't sleep for 3 hours last night, so I've been sucking wind today. But I just couldn't not come on here and talk about this because when I was seeing all those posts, it's serious, guys. It just made me sick in my stomach. You see all these people just gloating over it and just posting stuff. Well, he's this, he's that, and well, he basically saying basically the allegations he got what he deserved. No, he didn't. Nobody deserves a political assassination. I got to be careful of saying. I don't know if I can even say that word, but it's just nobody deserves that. We're supposed to have freedom of speech. You let people say whatever's on their mind, but the left does not like freedom of speech. They've tried to shut it down in the colleges. What do they call it? What's the word for that? When they try to shut down freedom of speech in the colleges, they got all this jingo and they're trying to only their agenda goes forward, only what they teach and preach. And what they teach and preach is full of spite, hatred, hatred of this nation. Like I said, they teach that America is bad. They teach that our founding fathers is bad. That they even teach that freedom is bad. That's part of their theories. Oh, freedom's evil. I've had them tell me that. And it just blows my mind. It's like, what planet do you come from? Wow. Hey, you find people in oppressed countries that have the kind of governments these guys are pushing for and let them tell you what they think about freedom. They wish they had it. They think freedom's great. Samuel Turner, awesome, man. The weather in Taiwan Strait is good within the next 3 weeks. I think 90% China attacks. Well, that's it, guys. It could be in 3 weeks, and they may blockade them before that. And like I said, I got reports claiming that they think China would strike us before they went to Taiwan. Be any day. Could be 3 weeks from now. Could be any day. I don't know. My crystal ball it's locked up somewhere in one of my storage containers out here. And I never used it anyway. But other than just as a nice little cute ornament. because I'm not into that kind of stuff. But, guys, and if I was, I wouldn't know how to read it. uh, my friends, it is perilous times we're in. If you don't believe that, I don't know what you're thinking. I'm serious. We are in, I don't know, I've never seen the likes of this. Here we are on the precipice of World War III. We've normalized all this stuff. That's the crazy thing. With Russia, with China, North Korea, Iran, Venezuela, and right here in America with all their sleeper cells and drug cartel members who were going to be on the side of China because they're paid and bankrolled through China. They get products from China. And then this stuff from the left, this Civil War crap. It's awful. It's awful. Gut wrenching. But what they're doing to people, innocent people, yeah, maybe you shouldn't travel alone if you can avoid it. And definitely when you're in a strange place and you got a lot of people around you don't know, to be totally absorbed in that phone like that girl was, she didn't know what's going on around her. The guy just stepped around and got her. Now the woman walking a dog, maybe she had a little poodle dog. I don't know what. You ladies need some dogs that's fierce. Arr. I saw a lady walking a cougar once in Miami. I thought that was about one of the smartest things I ever saw. She was gorgeous, but wasn't nobody going to be flirting with her and messing with that girl. Not walking a cougar. So, you seriously, wasp spray, great idea, you did. Wasp spray, you can get it in any department store. Go to Walmart and get it. Wally World. I don't like Wally World, but still, just about any place you can buy a wasp spray. But get that Sure Shot stuff, the stuff that's 20 foot. Oh yeah, that'll take somebody out. It may permanently affect them. Who cares? If they're attacking you, but the other side want to give them all rights, and if you defend yourself, they want to come down on you. But I tell you what, it's better to be in prison and alive than be pushing daisies. So you take care of yourself if you have to. You got to defend yourself. You got to defend your family, your kids, wife, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whatever, friends sometimes, or just even, you know what? 2 minutes passed by on that bus before anybody went to Iryna. 2 minutes. Blood was all over the floor. This guy, after he did that, he just walking around casually with blood dripping from his fingers. And I saw it in the video, and he had a knife in his hand, just walking around like nothing. Nobody did anything with him right then. I don't know how and when he got apprehended. I couldn't stomach that. That was awful. That was just awful. Can we get idiot spray? Woo, you need 55-gallon drums of it. You need a backpack sprayer. That's what you need. A backpack sprayer and two big nozzles. Woo, there's so many idiots out there. So many idiots. That's a good one, Dalton. Can we get idiot spray? Uh, it will blind them until they can get the antidote from the hospital. Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. They'll have a hard time attacking when they can't see, and I know they're going to be in some pain and probably have trouble breathing too. Yeah, that's just what you need. I wonder if you can get smaller cans of that, but whatever. She probably had a little bitty rinky-dink little purse, wasn't big enough to put nothing in but fingernail clippers and credit cards and her cell phone. So, guys, think about that. You need to be defense oriented. I've told you this stuff. This is why we call you swivel heads, because you're supposed to keep your eyes wide open, head on the swivel, to know what's going on around you, to be self-aware. This is why this is Swivel Head News. That's the name of this channel. My followers are swivel heads. Don't be caught amongst a whole bunch of strangers with all your focus on some little thing in front of you, because you don't know. I mean, that guy sitting behind her, he was just sitting there kind of off like this in his hoodie. He wasn't making threatening postures before he jumped up and did it. He just did it. You don't know. You know what's coming at you. He might have looked like he's half asleep. Actually, he did, but he wasn't. He didn't really look threatening to start with, but he was. So you don't know where the threats are coming from, domestically and foreign. So we know China is the biggest threat this world has ever seen. I've talked about that. I've shown it left and right. And Russia and North Korea are now on China's leash, and India may fall into that. So it's terrible how desensitized people have become. Amen, old as dirt. Well, thank you, Dalton. I appreciate that. Did earthquake just happen now? Oh, I don't know. I'm not looking at the USGS. Let me pull it up. Did you feel one or have you heard of one? USG. Hang on. Let's see if we just had a big earthquake somewhere. Guys, the whole West Coast is primed to go. All right, we'll share this before we go. I'll pull up space with her too. Unless we got a big coronal hole facing us. So we'll look at a couple things here real quick before we go. All right, how long have I been on here? Let's see. Share. Ding, ding, ding. Now, what I showed you last night when I did my video over on Green Greg's channel was up and down the San Andreas Fault, a lot of earthquakes. There's still a lot of earthquakes there. This thing may be primed. It may be about to go. Now, look at this. Fairview, Wyoming. I bet that's up around Jellystone, Yogi Bear country. Mesa, Utah, 4.1. That's pretty big there. Texas, look here, we keep getting them. Midland, Texas. Kamchatka Peninsula, guys, this place is just rocking. Rocking ever since that one caused the tsunami. So, a lot of stuff around Indonesia as usual. Our Puerto Rican buddies are dancing. Down here in Peru, they get a lot of earthquakes in Peru. So, up here, Barrow area, Preto Bay, the oil fields up there. Okay. Ekiak, I don't know how you pronounce that last. Hey, I lived in Alaska 2 years. They get a lot of it. I never learned how to pronounce everything in Alabama, so give me a break. Wee. So, yeah, there's some villages. I don't know how you pronounce. I have to hear something to know how to pronounce it usually, especially if it's in another tongue. All right, so let's go over to space weather real quick. Ding, 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 ding. Oh yeah, there's talk of rocks on Mars that may have signs of life. So they got a big coronal hole. It looks like a giant butterfly facing right at us. That can generate some aurora. The sunspots are turning away from us, fortunately. We had some big flares coming out of them recently. And there's the aurora is not insignificant right now. Look at that, guys. Asteroids and hemorrhoids. Let's see. Nothing coming between the Earth and the moon that we can see that we know of yet, although there's always something we find the day before or the day after. So that looks pretty good. If you don't know about this Comet 3i Atlas, go to my Galactic Greg's channel. I just did a video over there. Also did one with Rex over on the Elite Project. But do check out my Galactic Greg's channel. I need the views. I need to get that channel remonetized. Alrighty, guys. So let's stop the share again. Bang, bing, bada, bang. And we're about to go. How long I've been on? Let's see if I can find that. 48 minutes. Okay, we got 39 in the house. The drop zone. Hey, how you doing? Who else heard the bears are leaving Yellowstone? Yeah, they've had a lot of activity in Yellowstone lately, a lot of earthquake activity. And so I don't know, guys. We don't fully understand how to know when a supervolcano is about to go off. But Campi Lafergi over near Naples, Italy, is seeming to be really active right now. And that could go off enough to affect our weather. I mean, guys, I think we're just really in biblical times. I mean, when you look at the sum total of everything, who's ever seen anything like this? I'm 65 years old. I ain't never in my life seen so many things happening at one time. I've never seen things look so dire in so many different directions. Never in my life have I seen anything like this. At home, domestically, the division is off the charts. It has not been like this since the war between the states here in the United States. And I would dare say that we're in worse case now than we were then in terms of the depths of the division, the hatred, and then to be faced by nations like Russia and China, especially China. That's scary. I think we drove Russia into China's lap. I really do. Um, anyway, so I think we're basically done. I've delivered the main message I had to deliver to you for tonight. I will come back to probably nuke war news in another night or two over on Green Griggs. I got some other things I'm trying to do, and I do have some other topics to put out on Galactic Griggs, but I'm pretty busy in my day job too. I got a couple other things I'm juggling. So I'm trying to work up a way to, oh, you like my podcast on Leak Project? Well, thank you, Alton. So yeah, I saw you in there. So yeah, it's definitely on Leak Project today, and I will be yeah. But go ahead and check out my Galactic Grays video too. Check my because I did cover some things differently on Galactic Grays. I mentioned some things I didn't mention on Rex's channel, and I mentioned things on Leak Project I wouldn't say on any of my channels. Rex pulls things out of me, content that I wouldn't put out on here. They just don't really fit the nature of these channels. So, in any event, my friends, seriously, if you're not prepping, you need to go look in the mirror and ask yourself what you're doing. And I know money's tight. Just buy an extra can of beans if that's all you can do. Get an extra box of kibbles to feed to your nugs. If you don't know what a nug is, flip that word around. What's kibbles? What's nug feed? You feed it in the nugs and it goes through real fast. When it comes out, it's pretty hot. So yeah, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now, nugs bark. They bark real loud. They go bang, bang, bang. If you hadn't got the gist of what I'm talking about, maybe that'll get you there. Uh, so I'm just sick of my soul with this whole mess. Just I think the very idea of these people celebrating and gloating, that just gets my goat. It really does. See them gloat, gets my goat. It's horrendous. Disgusting, despicable. What am I going to say about it? If anybody thinks you can justify that, I like to see it. But I don't think anybody in this in my chat room is going to be of that mind. At least not tonight. I don't know, my friends. So, anyway, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm just sitting there with this chat room scroll by. Yeah, Dalton, we're in sad shape, but we've kind of let it happen. We kind of rolled over and let these guys tell us how bad we were because we had empathy and we surrendered too much. We still have empathy. You should always have empathy, but you shouldn't let them destroy the country. It's time to stand up. It's time to, when they start talking America bad, it's time to shout back at them, tell them they're stupid, they're crazy, they're wrong. It's the best country there's ever been, hands down. Go nowhere else and find the kind of liberty that we have here. You know, we've lost so much. They've lost more in all these other countries. Look at Europe. You got no rights in England. Freedom of speech. Oh my God. At least J.D. Vance handed it to him. He lectured him on that real good. I got to applaud him for that. But anyway, like the guards laughing and gambling at Jesus' feet while he hung on the cross. That's exactly what they're like. Really, casting lots for his clothing, gloating over it. Yeah, you days, you really hit it. It's demonic. These people Maybe they need exorcisms. Mass exorcisms. You know, Jesus Christ did empower us with that, and demons will flee his name. I'm going to tell you that. I know that's a fact. I know it's a fact. So I also know I got to get up and real soon. I get a 3 hours sleep last night. So I got a couple things to do before I go to bed. It's 1:29 in the morning here. And I got Thursdays, I get up for a 5 o'clock meeting typically. So I gotta go. I just had to come to you guys with this. It was just so it was so gut wrenching. I just had to bring it to you so that you would know specifically to be aware around you all the time, eyes open, wide open, head on a swivel. To carry means of self-defense at all times. Please, my friends, please, please do that. We don't need any more statistics like this. Now, our good friend Charlie Kirk, if it's a sniper and they're way off and you can't see them, you don't know what's coming, it just happens. That's where being aware in a crowd might help. Maybe somebody could have saw that guy get on the roof, called in somebody or done something, took their own action. You know, if you see guys attacking the power grid, you're just going to drive by, some substation and just going to drive by and forget it. Mm-hmm. I think some things might happen when some of us see things like that. Anyway, yikes. And have a spine. If you see some poor innocent person getting assailed, if you can do anything at all, do it. Here's the other thing. Once somebody does the right thing, sometimes other people will jump in. Some people just don't know how to be the first one. A lot of people are just followers. Be the leader. Like a Jack over in Black Scout Survival says, stay frosty, stay dangerous. I like that. It's good advice. Rex says, be the change you want to see. There's a lot of channels got a lot of good advice. And I'll just end with my moniker here. Keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. Might save your life. So with that, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. Thank you. Thank you, Mods, for keeping the channel clean. And Samuel Turner, thank you, sir, so very much for all your generous support of my channels. I really appreciate you, sir. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. So I want everybody to stay safe, aware, eyes wide open, and head on a swivel. And I'm going to say again, thank you for watching. And Greg out.